Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. Gonna give everybody a hot second just for their computers to recycle. But hi, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's time for sprints. How the heck is everybody doing? Got my LaCroix. I got a book. Game on. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, things seem to be moving along. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Wednesday. It's time for sprints. What's everybody reading today? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. Maggie, you're 200 pages into The Throne of Jade. Okay. I'm putting birthday treats. Okay. Your birthday's on Friday? Shut up. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Maggie. Sending you all the birthday vibes. There you go. We get it. Hey, Cassie. How are you? Anyway, it's Wednesday. Now that July is over, I have realized July has been my worst reading month, I think, ever since starting this channel. I had to double check it because I think I only read like 3 books in July. I just had no desire to read anything. And I'm still kind of in that like ballpark where I'm just like, I don't want to read. I don't know. I think if I'm just reading the right book, maybe it would change a bit, but like, I don't know. Anyway, today I am going to try this book out. I am a little nervous about it though, but I am going to be reading Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. So I'm going to horror. I usually have good results with horror books. I don't read a lot of them, but when I do, I tend to like them. And I like Josh Malerman as a person / author. So I was like, okay, let's try this one out. However, the only thing that's given me like pause about it is that it has a very particular writing style, because our like POV character, like you see how like spaced out everything is. The POV character of this book is like a little kid. So the whole story is being told from this little kid's perspective. And that's why they're like weird indentations and like things are in different places and it's on purpose. So like I get it as a visual aesthetic. But reading this whole book from a child's perspective, I don't know if it's going to work, because this is 367 pages of little kid telling a very complex story. She's 8 years old, so she's she knows some things. She's 8. But basically, she has a family. And then there's the other mommy, a malevolent entity who asks her every day, can I go inside your heart? So it's giving me like kind of Coraline vibes, but a malevolent entity, and Bella is her name, and she's 8 years old, and she's kind of telling the whole story of this. So it's either going to work great or it's going to be awful. I don't think I'll have like mid thoughts about it. It's just like a very particular POV character and a very particular writing style that I don't know if everyone's going to get behind. But it just came out. It's kind of a brand new book. Let's go. Why not? It's kind of fun. The cover kind of reminds me of that movie Skinamarink. I don't know if anyone saw it, but that movie's fucked up and you don't see anything in it. Yeah, the Skinamarink, I don't recommend, especially if you're sensitive to horror. Really, you don't see very much of anything on screen in it, but it's just it's still really fucked up and disorienting. But yeah, it gives me that vibe and like Coraline. Like if those two made a baby. I might be getting into something very strange right now. I don't know. Anyway, Cassie, you're reading Bright Young Women. Okay. 50% mark. Nice. That's credit where credit's due. Love it. Oh, how did you hear back from your interview? I think you had an interview, was it last time or the week before? I'm not sure. Well, happy early birthday, Maggie. I'm so happy. Yay, Maggie. Happy birthday. Everyone send Maggie happy birthday vibes. Hello, Caitlin. Reading Dark Matter. Okay, I just read that last month. It was our book club pick. I don't know how you're feeling about it. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I will say that. Maybe exhausted. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. I hope you're like adjusting to it at least. From incidents around the house recently. Pretty sure she loved it. I would say so because creepy little kids is like a thing, but I don't know. I'm getting Skinamarink meets Coraline, so we shall see. But honestly, those two together is oh my gosh. Like, do you enjoy sleeping? Because you won't do it after that. So who knows? Hey, Lily, how are you? Still reading The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Very cool. Hey, Larissa. Ne'er Duke Well. There you go. By Alexandra Well. It's a historical romance and heroine. Okay. Sorry. I was like, wait a minute. What kind of book is this? A heroine. With should be an E at the end, I think. Runs an exotic library. There you go. I was like, what? They're drug running in this book? For a minute. I was like, I don't know. Sometimes historicals go crazy. I don't know. Hey, how are ya? Going to read some of the book my sister lent me. My brain just stopped reading words. Flavorama by Ariel Johnson. Ah, very cool. This seems interesting. Yes, all of the birthday wishes for Maggie. Yay. Still waiting on your review results. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the government. That checks. Well, still good vibes for you as well. Yay, treats. Love it. But yeah, I did manage to read some stuff last week. I will say Last Week at Sprints was the only time I read last week, and it was This Spells Love by Kate Robb. I have read half of it, and I didn't even pick it up again. And there's not that much left. It's only half the book left. But like, I don't know. I have to get through it. I just haven't done it yet, and it's just sitting here. So I'll get through it eventually. We shall see. But it's like a rom-com, but like, I don't know. I don't love it, but like it's cute sometimes, if that makes sense. Yes, and thank yous. Fabulous. But anyway, it's Wednesday. Sprints. Love it. Incidents around the house. I could have read other things as well, but this one, I don't know. I'm worried about it, I guess, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. And right now I'm just like Schrodinger's catting this, because until I try to read it, I like it. If I read it and don't like it, that will be like, it will change the reality of it, which is whoever was, I forget who was reading Dark Matter, but that's that book. Anyway, Incidents Around the House. I'm going to try it out. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to give myself some grace that if I really don't want to finish a book, I don't have to. Just I've been so busy all day that when like my like off work, I'm just so burnt out that I'm like, I have no desire to do anything besides like get on the couch and watch the Olympics. Has anyone been watching the Olympics, by the way? Like, I haven't really been watching it like on TV. I've just been watching it on like YouTube. But like, I'm having a good time with it. Okay. Every clip I see for the Olympics is just people like experiencing joy. You know what I mean? I love to watch that. I hate watching people who are critical. Not that criticism is bad. It's just like people who are just doing things so they can hate on it. It's just emotionally exhausting for me. I would much rather like watch someone enjoying something. So it's just all been people like enjoying stuff. Snoop is there having the time of his life. Snoop Dogg is so cool. Like whatever Snoop Dogg wants to do, Snoop Dogg gets to do because he's Snoop Dogg. Who would have thought Snoop Dogg out there at the Olympics living his best life? But anyway, here we are. It's been quite fun. Lots of sports that I don't really know much about, but I'm trying to figure out how they like what is this score them, I guess. I only know a little bit about diving, and that's because when I was a little kid I had pneumonia during the summer, and it was the Olympics. I guess it was the 96, yeah, 96 Olympics probably. And so I was really sick, and I would just lay there and I couldn't do anything besides just look at the television, and like that was just playing. So I watched so much diving essentially. So I watched some diving this year. I watched a lot of gymnastics. But yeah, it just seems like so positive. Not the people who had to swim in the Seine, which is the dumbest idea in the world. Why? It's a poop river. It's a literal poop river because their sewers connect to it. And they're like, swim in it. And oh my God. And they're surprised that like several athletes have been hospitalized after swimming in the Seine. Maybe not. Like, we don't have to swim in it, okay? By all means, try to clean up the Seine because no one wants a poop river in their city. But like, you don't got to swim in it. It's just so gross. As soon as they said like, oh, we're gonna do events in it, I'm like, no, you're not. You better be doing boat events in there. I'm not getting in there. If you're in a boat, maybe. But like, ew. Ew, it's so gross. They learned their lesson because several athletes are now hospitalized with like massive like staph infections, E. coli, like all of them because it's a poop river. Anyway, Olympics, everybody. I've been having so much fun with it. Got some housework to get done. There you go. Perfect. Love it. Yeah. See Deadpool and Wolverine. Nice. I was going to go see that. Greg and I had bought tickets for it, and then Batman tore his ACL. So we did not get to go see it. Luckily, we still have like credit from Fandango, but who knows when we'll use it, I guess. Yes, nope. Yeah, for real. Like some of the sports in the Olympics, they look like bar bets. You know what I mean? Who can throw this rock the farthest? Like that's a shot put. And you're throwing a big like a boulder, tiny boulder. How far can you throw it? Or like who can run the fastest? Who can jump the highest? Who can jump over this stick? Like that's it's all barroom like stuff. I get like in ancient like Roman times when it was invented, this was all soldier shit. Like they were doing all of the things they do now. It was just like, oh, like pole vault, who could get over a wall the fastest? That's stuff you need to do as a soldier. Or like who can throw a javelin? So like parts of it I get the history of, but right now it just seems like barroom stuff. Like everyone's drunk and they're like, I bet I could throw that farther than you. And they're like, bet, put money on it. And then like, here we are. Anyway, the Olympics are fun. I've been having a good time with it. Yeah. He does. He does have it. He hangs out with Martha Stewart. I love seeing them together. It's so weird that their personalities just mesh so well. Because neither one of them like have any judgment for the other. It's just kind of like a nice pure friendship where they both are completely different people and they're both just like, yeah, let's have a good time, you know? Yeah, when he was a puppy. I mean, Batman is an older dog too, so we haven't had to keep him contained at all. He had a different surgery because there's some surgeries you have to do and they have to be contained. The one he had, basically, they put like metal plates in his knee. So like he was walking the next day, essentially. Like they wanted him up and walking, kind of like a human knee replacement in a way. Not the same at all, but the same like recovery stuff. So he's walking around and wants to do stuff he shouldn't be doing. He wants to be jumping. Like it was like the first few days after the surgery were quite difficult because I knew he was in a lot of pain. And then he gets better every day. And now he's getting more back to normal. Now we're just kind of making sure he doesn't lick his food because he hates the cone and he's beefy. Batman's like 85 pounds. Okay. Those cones are very tight on him, even if we get the biggest one possible. He's a big boy. So we don't put it on him unless like we have to. So we just have to like stay with him, make sure he doesn't lick his wound. That's our big concern right now. But other than that, he's walking on it. I mean, he's not 100%, obviously, but he's doing his thing. Yeah, they weren't in France there. I think they were in Marseille. They have several like locations. I know they were doing dressage at Marseille, and they were doing some other stuff, but like they were doing like speed sailing or something. You're on a surfboard with a sail on it and you have to go fast. And they were doing that like I don't know, the in the south of France, Saint Tropez area, I guess. But yeah, that stuff. So it was all over the place. Like the next Olympics in 2028 is going to be here in Los Angeles, California. It's going to be wild. That many people. We have a very populous city. Let's throw a few more million people in. No problem, guys. Only good thing is that we have a lot of like spaces already built. Like when we did the Olympics back in the 80s, we just used like the dorms from UCLA and USC because there's tons of them. It's summer, the kids aren't there. We have plenty of like places for athletes to stay, and then we have all of these stadiums all over the place. However, I did notice a couple of events are happening way outside of LA. Like, and I don't know why they picked Kansas City as the other city hosting some events. Like they're doing like softball and like I think rowing and stuff in Kansas City, Missouri. And for everyone, I mean, you guys can just Google a map of the United States. They're nowhere near each other. Los Angeles and Kansas. Los Angeles, West Coast, Kansas City, very much middle landlocked area of the country. So yeah, some of it will be there. Surfing, I know they're doing surfing in like Tahiti right now because there's French Polynesia, so technically they could have it there because it's part of France. I mean, we have Malibu. The waves aren't really good this time of year in Malibu, so I don't know if they're going to do it there. Maybe they'll do it in Hawaii or something. I don't know. We have 4 years to figure it out, but oh gosh, I'm just thinking about the traffic. Hating every minute of it. Anyway, has the middle plates. Okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I have tried to. I did not like it, if I'm being honest. I know people recommend J.R. Ward to me quite often, and it's because like it seems like something I would like, but I do not. I just don't like J.R. Ward's writing style. I don't like the content in a lot of her books. One of the worst books I ever read in my life was by J.R. Ward, so it's just me and this author just don't mesh, but I respect it. Like there's so many books in the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Like I know a lot of people love it. So I'm the problem, not her. Oh wow. Love it. Yeah. There okay, so we're the same. Yeah, I don't not for me, but I know a lot of people love them. There you go. Sure, I believe you. Anyways, guys, we've been talking for a while. Let's do a sprint. I have, oh my goodness, I'm just going to show you guys. Let me show you guys. It's a Legend of Zelda duck. Miles is dressing up today, everybody. All right, let's do a 30-minute starting now. Hello, everybody. Gently coming back from our sprints. How did it go? We have a fun Miles, our duck man, today, dressed up like Zelda. So, for everyone just joining us, I am reading Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. It's actually a really fast read because so much of the page is not having writing on it. Because this is an 8-year-old telling the story. So I got up to page 70 in 30 minutes. 70. It's a quick read. So who knows? Maybe I'll knock it out tonight. I'm enjoying it so far, but I like Josh Ballerman. But I don't know. The writing style isn't necessarily bothering me. The only thing that's difficult about it is that, it's an 8-year-old telling the story. So, like, she jumps to new subjects like all the time, and you're like, wait a minute, wait, that was important. Why'd you leave it? And then you're like, oh, because you're 8. And you're like, oh, butterfly. So that's the only part that's a little jarring, is this like completely changing focus randomly. But it makes sense for an 8-year-old. So I'm going with it. I don't know. I'm only 70 pages in, but it's right now we're starting to get some interesting things, because there's an entity called Other Mommy, and it's creepy. And now they've brought in a psychic briefly. And I don't know, it's interesting. I thought it was kind of cool. There's like, she's 8 years old, and her parents, I don't know, maybe they're younger parents. They're like to party, because they're having a party at the house. They're all having a pre-roll. We're going to say that. And drinking and everything, and the kids there, but they have like this neighbor kid named Kelvin, who's like a high school boy, and he just comes over and like makes sure she doesn't get into any mischief, essentially. And he like babysits her sometimes. And I was like, oh, this Kelvin kid could be weird. And I'm like, no, he's like the nicest fucking kid. So I kind of did appreciate seeing like, oh, look at this kind-hearted teenage boy. You don't get those a lot. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to jinx it. What if I just jinx it and he's going to come back later being a psycho? But right now he's just a kind kid. And I was like, yeah, you go, Kelvin. I love it. So anyway, there's an entity called Other Mommy. So this is very much giving me, I mean, obviously it's kind of Coraline, but not for kids, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I'm getting kind of like Skinamarink vibes a little bit. I'm only 70 pages in. Not a lot has happened yet. She has seen Other Mommy a few times, but Other Mommy hasn't really done anything besides she keeps asking Bella, can I come into your heart? Over and over and over again. And she keeps getting closer and closer to Bella. Like, she'll wake up in the middle of the night and she's just like laying in bed next to her, and she's a monster lady. So yeah, it freaks her out. But I guess at the beginning of the relationship with Other Mommy, when she first met her, like, Other Mommy was like nice and they would play and she was a friend. And now it's gotten weird because Other Mommy's like, can I come into your heart all the time? And Other Mommy seems to be getting stronger, because now she can leave the house and other people are now starting to see her. So I don't know. Things are afoot. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, where were we? Janet Ivanovich. I have not read Janet Ivanovich. I know she writes kind of like cozy mysteries. My mom really likes Janet Ivanovich, so I have bought her books before for my mom. So I know of her. I think I saw the movie they made, One for the Money. They did make a feature film out of it. I saw that. So I don't know. I haven't tried her out yet, but maybe in the future. Yep, we do. This is why we're friends. Right? Zelda Miles. It came up randomly on my my feed, my For You page. I was like, oh my gosh. Now it makes me want to go look for other Miles in different costumes. Right now we got Zelda Miles. Yeah, Zelda Miles. I'm like way into it. Finish the next book in the series. Torture myself finishing Times Convert by Deborah Harkness. Well, Convert. I don't know what the name of the book is, but yeah, Deborah Harkness. I've only read Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and I did not like it. I mean, I wanted to, with every fiber of my being, I wanted to like that book and I just didn't. And I think it was a really old video. I think from like my first year on YouTube, but like occasionally people still find that video and comment on it. I'm like, wow, that was old. But I did a whole rant review because I really disliked it at the time. I think now I would probably be less negative about it, but you know, I was just starting the channel. 32 pages in the first sprint. Nice. You're getting there. Very soon you'll be done. Brekkie and other coffee. Yes. Nice. Love it. Very productive. It's page 100 in Dark Matter. Okay. Keep going. It has it's a bit of a slog in the middle, but it wraps up. Convert. Times Convert. Yep. I really wanted to like it, but she spends so much of the book making tea and doing yoga. And it's not like, oh, I made a tea and I drank it. She's like, I got the tea bag and then I got the water and then I heated the water and then I put the tea bag in the water. And it's just so much writing about making tea, not just one sentence, it's like 8 sentences. And when she does that, literally every chapter of the book, you're just like, oh my gosh, how much tea does this bitch drink? So anyway, I don't know. I had beef with it for silly things, probably. Every wishes for years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I realize I am the unpopular opinion on it. A lot of people really love that book. For me, it was just almost painfully dull, considering it's like a vampire and a witch dating. That is my bread and butter of books. And yet I still found a way to find this boring. So I'm like, oh God, all right. Maybe. I haven't read Tom Clancy, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. When a witch book does it well, I get into it, but there's a lot of witch books that I don't get into. But I think you can say that the same thing about anything, really. I don't know. I just got several books yesterday in the mail. All my pre-orders came in, but am very excited about things. I don't know. We shall see. Oh, sorry. It was a big sip. But yeah, that's kind of all I got right now. Just read 70 pages and yeah, I'm sorry, my brain just stopped functioning. Like I had thoughts and now they're gone. So, I don't know. We can just move on to things. I don't know. You guys say things in the comments. My brain just shut off. It's been 3 pages of the character cleaning his gun. Yeah, that checks. First 3 in the series. There you go. Well, there you go. You know, there's a lot of people who really genuinely like those books. So I know I am the unpopular opinion. Mm-hmm. Agreed. There's a lot of fun witch books. I don't know. Let's give witch book recommendations. Let's do that. Let's do that tonight. I don't know if y'all are on the Sarah Holly train, but you should be on it. What was the first one? I think it's like The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Werewolf. I think it's the first book of the series. Right? Yeah, Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. And there's the second book, Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. And then the third book, A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, I think is coming out next week. So there's 3 of them. Bing, bang, boom. 3 witchy books. I genuinely love them. The first 2 books of this series. Well, the first book was actually recommended to me in a live chat, and I got it. And I was like, that seems fun. Loved it. Read it all in one day. Immediately pre-ordered book 2. Book 2 came because it was almost about to come out. Got it, read it immediately all in one day, immediately pre-ordered book 3. So yeah, Sarah Holly's an auto buy for me now. So if you haven't, check those out. They are very funny. They're steamy. They're just like good world building in a way. It's a bunch of different paranormal people living in town and then they date. So yes, love that series. I cannot recommend it more. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. It was just like all of my thoughts just stopped all of a sudden. I I've tried to read some more stuff in that series because they wrote like two prequels. I want to rewatch the movie from the 90s because I remember seeing the movie in the 90s when I was a little kid, you know? So I don't remember really any of it. I only remember one scene because she like leans back and he catches her. And then she goes and like hugs him. And it's like the end of the movie. That's the only thing I remember, the whole movie. I remember one image of it. And I was so little when it came out, when I watched it. I probably should have been supervised more, but obviously I don't remember anything. So I guess it was fine. But yeah, I want to go watch like the original movie. I know it's streaming in some places. Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Yes. I need to read that one. Everyone always tells me that it's so good, and I still haven't read it. Yay. Suki. I read all those. Oh my gosh, the True Blood series. I was reading those in college. Because my friend and I were like obsessed with the TV show and we would like binge it. And then I'm like, well, why don't we read the books? And then she's like, yeah, and then never did. And then I read like 15 of them. Eventually I did. I don't think I ever finished the series because it got really boring after a while, where it stopped being fun and it more started being like, oh, Suki's gonna go antiquing again. So yeah, I never finished the series, but it was fun. It was Charlaine Harris, I believe, is the author, who I got to meet once. So that was like my cool thing. I met her once at a Barnes and Noble. Let me see. Is Sarah Hawley like Hawley? Like phonetic. Sarah Hawley. I think she has a couple books coming out soon. But if you want to just look up the book, it's A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. No, Fake Dating a Werewolf. Yeah, Fake Dating a Werewolf in the first one. Yay! Everyone loves the Sookie Stackhouse series. Maybe I'll put it in. Next month is coming up soon enough. Regular witches. Okay, there's a pen. I don't have any paper. I'm gonna find something to write it on. Okay. Usually if I write things, it helps my brain remember them better. So it's on a random piece of paper. Hopefully I don't lose it. But yes, I do very much need to read that. I don't know. I've had like a weird relationship with reading lately where I just don't want to do it. So it's a problem. Oh, good. Yay. I really love that series. And they're quick reads. They're like rom-coms. So quick. And I mean, it's a fictional setting of this town, but it still happens in the real world. Like people have cell phones and stuff. So there's not like a ton of world building here, but very fun. Very fun. There's demons and witches. And this next one is a werewolf. And I believe a vampire succubus combo. I think it was more of like a genie in the bottle situation, and he's like, oh no, you're here. Kind of a thing. But yeah, and then they'll fall in love for real, which I'm so into because it's going to be a Grump Sunshine, this next one. Boy sunshiny plant dad werewolf meets grumpy, cynical, violent succubus. Yes. Every part of that like description makes me want to do it. Fix It Witches series. Witch Please by Anna Guire. That's another one I've seen and I haven't read. I'm glad. Good. I'm glad to hear that it's good. Well, hello. How are you? First audiobook. Yay! Oh, and Bride. Surprisingly, a banger. Who knew? I want I always forget this author's name. They wrote A Love Hypothesis. I can just type things. Ali Hazelwood wrote this book called Bride, and it's werewolves and vampires and like love. Surprisingly, I don't know. I wanted to write more books in that series. So that was actually really fun. It was campy and delightful. It is surprisingly so because I didn't like Love Hypothesis at all. It was kind of a DNF for me. I will admit that I read most of it and just skimmed the rest. I'm like, okay, here's how it ends, la la la, and was not into her stuff at all. And then I was like, all right, well, Bride is completely different than all the other stuff she's written. Let's try it out. And I'm like, surprisingly a banger. Really liked it. I would read more books in that series. She does leave the door open for more books in the series. I don't know if any have been announced. I haven't checked. But if anyone has heard about a new book in that series, let me know. There you go. Well, Bride is fun. It's werewolves and vampires. In a marriage of convenience, which is like all of these things that I love. So that's kind of my book catnip, though. Knock 'em Out series by Lucy Score. I have not. There's a lot of things I haven't read today. Yeah, do it. Why not? I got mine from the library because I had low expectations, but like exceeded expectations. Yeah. I did like that one. Children of Blood and Bone. I never read the rest of this series, but I remember really enjoying Children of Blood and Bone when it first came out. Tomi Adeyemi, like I think I met her like several times. She was doing a lot of press at that era. But the second book had so many years in between the first and the second that like I had forgotten the first book and I was like, I'm not going to reread it. And the second book is going to be too dependent on the first book. So I just never finished the series. I think, I don't know, is there only 3 books in the series? And I think the third book still isn't out, or if it is, it just came out recently. There you go. See, 2 votes for Bride. 3 votes, I think. 3 votes for Bride. Yeah. Knock 'em Out series. Okay. Nice. I love it. Knock 'em Out series by Lucy Score. I'll put it in my doodad here. Oh, I know those ones. I know the book covers. Things We Never Got Over, Things We Hide from the Light, Things We Left Behind. I've seen the book covers. I just never read them. Or that's the right series, right? Yeah, that's the right series. Anyway, thank you for the recommendation. Why don't we do another sprint while we have good momentum? So let me bring back our link miles for a second. Here you are, good sir. All right, everybody, let's go. 30 minutes starting now. Hello, everybody. Gently coming back from our second sprint. How did it go? I am up to page 133 of Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. More and more people are seeing glimpses of other mommy. I have thoughts because it might be paranormal or it might be trauma, I will say. Obviously, the parents in this book have a marriage that is not great. They're kind of in that we should probably be divorced mode of their relationship, but they don't want to do it. They're not fully at that reasoning yet, but I think they're like kind of like, this is the next step if we can't get our shit together. And the little girl Bella is, sees a lot more than they think she does. So part of that might also be influencing her and like the other mommy. I don't know. I'm going to say it might be a manifestation of her real mom and what her real mom is doing and all of her negative emotions. I don't know if this is like a poltergeist situation, but it might be. It could be. I don't know. 130 pages in. Not a lot has happened so far. It's like we've seen other mommy a bit and we know their relationship is rocky. And I don't think they know how much Bella really picks up on that. And like she knows when they're fighting and they're trying to pretend they're not, but she's like, you're obviously fighting. So I don't know. I'm starting to feel like it might go in a poltergeist situation, which would be interesting, I think. So where were we in where were we? My Charlene Harris kick when I read her Midnight. Oh yeah, Midnight Texas. They made a TV show of that and I liked it a lot and they canceled it like right away. They never really believed in it, but it was a fun show. First load of laundry on. Nice. Play some quizzes. Fabulous. Love it. 32 pages, 84% to the book. Fabulous, Maggie. You're killing it. Happy early birthday one more time. Perfect timing for finishing your book. But yeah, Incidents Around the House. I am going to keep reading it. I don't know. Part of me just wants to like knock it out tonight because it's not that long of a book. And I listen at 3-speed. So honestly, there's 5 hours and 26 minutes left in the book. So realistically, I have like under 2 hours of reading time left on this. So I saw a little bug and I'm reading things about ghosts. And I'm like, oh, ghost. But yeah, so I think I'll probably just knock it out tonight. I'm just going to finish the whole thing, get it done. I'll feel good about it because like I've been having a hard time wanting to read things. But I think if I finish a book, I'll be maybe getting momentum to read more stuff. We'll see. But anyway, those were our sprints for tonight. How'd everyone do? Larissa got chapter done. Love it. But yeah, how did everyone do? I think it was productive. Hey, Batman. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, hi. Batman just got in from a walk. He's doing good. Daddy Bear, come give me love. Hi, sweetheart. So he's up and walking. I think his muscles are a little atrophied in his leg because he was hurt. His knee was hurting for a while because he had a partial tear. And they told us it would heal, and then it didn't. It snapped. So he's always been favoring his other leg, and now I think like he has to build up those muscles again. So we're working on it, but he's doing so much better. He's in much, much, much less pain. And his wounds look like they're healing really good. So fingers crossed, everything turns out okay. Yeah, perfect. At least you got a good start on it. That's all you can really do. Anyways, thanks for coming and hanging out with me, everybody. Sprints. I'll be back next Wednesday with more sprints. I have a video. Oh, reminder, this Friday is the Blades and Bodice Rippers book club. I almost forgot. We're going to be doing it over on Mara's channel. This time we read The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. And this is 20 forward is our theme for this year. So like books set in the future or books ahead of their time. And The Last Murder at the End of the World, well, future. And it's a mystery novel. And we're going to be on Mara's channel. That's Books Like Whoa. We're gonna talk about it. So I'll post stuff on like Instagram and whatnots. But yeah, that'll be Friday. I think it's 6 o'clock Pacific, so 9 o'clock Eastern, I believe. And yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, Saturday I'll have a video. I'm doing it tomorrow. I haven't filmed it or edited it because I don't have it filmed. But I am off work tomorrow. So tomorrow will be my video day. I think it's going to be a big freaking review video because I have like probably 3 months worth of books I haven't reviewed yet. It's going to be hefty. We'll see how it goes. Same as the TV show Midnight Texas. It might have been. I mean, Hulu has a lot of TV stuff on it. I don't know. It was on NBC, I think, when it was originally airing. But anyway, thanks guys for coming and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Friday, live show for Blaze and Bodice Rippers. Saturday, video. Next Wednesday, more sprints. That is the plan. Yeah, I mean, YouTube will be there when you're done with Poirot, so it'll still be there. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will be back next week. All right. Goodbye.